You can actually put the questions in the chat box or raise your hands and unmute, and you can audibly ask those questions.
Carl, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Good evening or good afternoon to you. How are you? Are you okay?
I'm fine. How are you, sir? How are you?
Not too bad. Tuning in from England. Angie and his guy said to come and ask you a couple of questions.
Excellent. Excellent.
Kyle, tell me, who do you work for? Are you FSA accredited? Tell me some more.
Yeah, what I did was I'm based here in Barbados. What really thrusted me into this, my company, which is called Bridge Forest Technologies. So I am self-employed. So I don't work for an entire company per se. Legally, I work for the parent company that myself and my wife created called Trivium Strategic. No, what I did was I looked at United Kingdom and Barbados. Unfortunately, Barbados falls into what you call a high risk jurisdiction. So what I did was I actually spoke to Angie Brand. So right now I'm in the process of forming a company in the United Kingdom, and that allows me to have a UK presence there. It is still in processing. So once it gets verified, you can go to the company house in England and look up Riyadh Reanimated Design Studios. That is the brand I am launching in the United Kingdom. And that's where I'm launching my actual brand to allow person to understand what I'm doing. So what really powers it, Danny, is that I came up with an algorithm. It's called active involvement. Very short testimony is that a couple of years I was unemployed. So as most persons who are unemployed, they look for ideas on the internet to, make money. Don't laugh. I actually found a website called Clicks Genie that paid you a cent US every 100 clicks you make. They would send you emails, and every 100 emails you read, you would get a cent US. It may sound kind of strange, but I did it. But I got so good at doing it. I wrote this little program that allowed me to click that link so many times. And that started me on my journey to understand the movement of digital information. Then a client wanted me to do a website for them, but they were having difficulty moving funds from PayPal to Barbados. So they asked me, Carol, how can I find a better way to moving it? And that thrusted me into the first concept of digital transactions using cryptocurrency. I was trying to move Litecoin after I found out Bitcoin Cash. When I moved that Litecoin, I was moving it in the height of the bull run. And when it got to the client's wallet, it was more than I said. So I thought I did something wrong. Remember, I was a novice to this. So that started me on a 6-year journey. And the Christmas stack is one of the culminations of that idea, where what I'm doing is using digital information to transact between two entities very quickly. And I'm using binary option trading. So the Christmas stack is an embodiment of that. So to answer your first question, the company which I own, which is Bridge Forest Technologies, but it's owned by Trivium Strategic, that's what I work for. But my wife and I own that company. In relation to the insurance element, we're not there as yet. We've registered one of my companies in the United Kingdom, so we can start to have a UK presence, and then we will add layers to that. And the technology that exists behind it, we actually call it atomic transfer. One of my team members who is on right now, she said to me, Carl, this is like atomic money. Because it is the sheer speed at which it moves at, we designed a system to generate 10,000 US a day. And that is massive growth. And unfortunately, yeah.
So I want to cut you here.
Go ahead.
I want to get some clarification.
Okay.
So you're a programmer, a computer programmer, is that right?
Yes, please.
Okay, so you're a computer programmer and you're basically trying to develop or you've got software that enables peer-to-peer international transactions. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, instantly, yes.
Cool. So what's the name of your software? How does that work?
Well, it's called Ripple, RIPPL. We haven't put it on the market as yet, but you asked a really great question how it works. All right, let me answer it this way, because this is the best way I can describe it. Right now, if I was to use cryptocurrency, the first thing I would ask you is not even your wallet address. The first thing I wouldn't even ask you what your wallet address is. The first thing I'll have to ask you is what coin, what quote unquote digital currency you want me to send it. Bitcoin,
Yes, the
Litecoin,
wallet. Yeah,
Tether,
yeah.
right? Yeah. So once I know that, I know it instantly is cryptocurrency. But there's a capital but here, is that uses data, binary ones and zeros. We love blockchain technology, but at the base of it, it still rides on top of a binary system. When my system moves information, it doesn't use binary, it doesn't use ones and zeros. This is what it does, Danny. It does some so cool. It uses geographical location, it uses physical proximity, it uses direction, and most of all, it uses speed. So the what we think about physical location, we think GPS, but my
It
system
sounds
doesn't.
like quanta.
Yeah,
Quanta.
it's cool, man. It's like when zero moves to one, you can calculate so much in that space because it's like infinity space, and it's so cool that we have found a way to use that from when zero moves from 0 to 1, we can do compound interest in that small. It's like crazy, man. It's crazy. It's crazy.
So it's quanta. Is
Yeah.
that right?
Well, the actual term is quantum physics, but we don't have computers that powerful. So what we do, we just use compound interest to simulate it, because compound interest is like real time. It's a mathematical system. We just found a way to bring it into reality. That's all we did. So it isn't like we don't have massively powered computers here. What my team have done, we've stumbled upon a methodology to do real time compound interest in real time. I say real time twice there, but that makes sense when you actually see how it works. Yeah. So we call it ripple because it's like a ripple effect. It's like one stat affects another stat, and the first stat still puts is like fluid dynamics with money. If that's the best way to describe it. It's awesome when you see it in action.
It sounds fascinating.
Yeah, it is.
Very,
When
very
you see
interesting.
it,
And
when you see
are
it,
you
it's awesome.
is this the software? Did you develop it? Are you the owner?
Yes, yes, please. Yes, please.
Oh, it's fantastic to see a Barbadian out there batting for Barbados,
Yes,
that's
please.
fantastic.
Trying to bat in October. So far so good.
Just to encourage you, Carl,
Hmm.
I don't know if you're aware, one of the things that's been one of the reasons why they're predicting a crash in the stock exchange
Hmm.
is because of the system that they're using,
Yes.
the Bureau of Weights and Measures.
Hmm.
The Bureau of Weights and Measures in France, all of the world's measures are inaccurate.
Yeah.
So a kilo, in France, there's a glass box with a perfectly weighted kilo
Hmm.
in a dust-free environment, not even got 1 gram of dust. And
Wow.
that 1 kilo is how all the world's kilos are measured off that 1 kilo. So
Universal
if that
dynamics.
kilogram is wrong, then everybody
Hmm.
else's kilogram is wrong. Are you with me so
Oh,
far?
yeah. Everything so far. Yeah.
It was discovered that that kilo was actually wrong. That the
Wow.
Bureau of Weights and Measures had a kilo, a gram, and a couple of others were slightly out of phase and were wrong, and the measures were wrong. And so now they are completely chucking out the perfect kilo, the perfect gram, the perfect measurement, and then now they're going in favor of quanta.
Wow. But
So
that would that would that would affect
your
gold.
sorry,
Would it not affect the price of gold as well?
it's going to affect everything because everything is
Wow.
slightly wrong.
Mm.
Yeah, see what it is. They've got the perfect one in France, and then they've got
Hmm.
one in Russia. Have got their own version. The Italians have got their own version. The Americans have got a kilo. They've all got one measured directly from the original,
Hmm.
but someone's been interfering with them.
What?
Okay,
But how did they actually get it done? I mean, it would have to be a coordinated effort to actually affect that system.
Here's the thing. There's everyone's shouting conspiracy because they
Yeah.
put the 5 kilos in the same place and they all weighed slightly different. So because they're wrong now, and no one can agree upon which one is correct, they have now abandoned the perfect kilo and are now going in favor of quantum. So quantum banking is coming, and here's instead your software, because your software has got a future in that new economy, because that new economy is basically quantum banking. The stock exchange is going to abandon a gram of gold and an ounce of copper or whatever. They're going to abandon that because all the weights are wrong. Just wanted to encourage you with that. Yeah.
I want to thank you so much for that, because when you were speaking just now, I think what Danny is talking about is universal dynamics. I'm probably using that term wrong, but what he's saying is that it is based on, let's take example, an email address. When you say gmail.com, you believe you're saying to person, this is my email address, but what indirectly you're doing is promoting Google, the gmail.com, and you're also promoting existing technology. So what Danny is saying is that this existing process of setting up a perfectly idealized weight of kilogram, or all the other measurements are weights, are compared to that. Not the assumption is that the premise is that the original is correct. So everything is compared to that. But time is a wonderful thing once you can embrace it. Yeah, time is only relative to those person who have it. So I want to thank you for that encouragement, because when persons realize that we're not even using artificial intelligence to do this, this is based off a pure, simple mathematics, and compound interest isn't something that we discovered. Mathematics was created. Mathematics was discovered. It was God created it, and there are certain things about our physical makeup and the cosmos and the atmosphere and the galaxy that are proven, or everything aligns, but 1+1 is not 2. 1+1 is a bolder version of 1. So Danny, I want to thank you for that encouragement. And I think my team, we believe that this is the greatest wealth transfer tool, because it instantly replenishes itself. Just a little caveat is that we have something called direct minting, Danny. Is that when you take, for example, you go and buy like say 50 pounds of gas in UK, and you take a picture of the receipt, send it to our algorithm. Our algorithm then starts to generate 100 pounds in crypto and sends it to your wallet. So that instantly, mathematically, is not in your hand as yet, but it mathematically pays for your gas because it's 100 pounds. And then it gives you 50 pounds on top of that. And that's awesome. And then that can be done every time you go and get gas in your car, you're getting the exact amount in crypto, and your gas is paid for. So this can be used in so many ways, but we're using it today for the Christmas Stat, and allowing persons all over the world to really, get on board with this now, before other persons in the world attempt to create their own quote unquote model of it. And that way persons can really benefit between now and December 11th. Danny, I want to thank you so much for that. And I can see you and I having conversations in depth concerning this topic. I really enjoyed that exchange between myself and you, Justin. Yeah.
No worries. It's a privilege and honor to be here.
Excellent. Thank you for having me here. All right. So once again, this is all it's about collaboration and sharing ideas. And the Christmas Stat in its initial sense is financial, but what I love about it is that it's going to mix cultures and ideas and resources together. So not only finances are going to be affected, but regimes, ideologies, and economies. I touched it briefly in the presentation, but it is not my objective. I don't want to depeg the Barbadian currency from United currency. I don't want to do that. But this is what I want to do. I want to create a system that when someone wants to send 10,000 US from Britain to a family member here in Barbados, they don't need the bank's permission. That's what I want to do. That's what I simply want to do. And we can do that right now. The Christmas Stat is just one of these stats, but we have a larger ecosystem And what we've done, we've taken Barbados and created a geographical map. We call it liquidity mapping. And every other country, Danny, in the world sits on top of that. So wherever a Barbadian walks around, you may not be in Barbados now, but you connect to me. And where I am geographically connects you instantly to the stat I am in. So you don't have to be physically here to benefit from the stat. So it would really create something called the first bona fide digital tourism. Someone can walk around Barbados digitally, not being here, but benefit financially just with their sheer digital presence. Yeah, it is really cutting edge stuff. And I really thank Angie and Brent for making this opportunity available for us to really delve into this and collaborate and discuss. Yeah. Thank you, Danny. And anyone else? So I'm looking in the chat here. Angie, can you explain how a stat works today? Okay, so I'm a visual guy. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to stop sharing the screen and I'm going to try my best to simply explain how stat works. So let me just stop sharing here for a second. I'm going to bring up Excel and I'm going to time myself. I'm going to do this in 3 minutes. So persons on the call, if you see me, I'll bring it here so persons can see me looking straight at the screen, right? And I'm going to give, for me to explain this, I would need to explain to persons the ecosystem that we have. So I'm going to explain briefly the ecosystem and then explain how stat works. So I would need to explain the ecosystem to explain how stat works. All right, so let me just do that now. All right, so what I'm showing you is the Excel screen. I want to briefly run through this and then get into the stats. All right, so imagine this circle. Imagine this circle you have in your mind right now. And this circle looks like this. It's a three-dimensional shape. And let me just get it here. So imagine a stat like this three-dimensional shape, but you're looking at it down like this. You're at the very top looking down. So what we've done is created this element called the Christmas stat. The Christmas stat is made up of a lot of technology behind it. It's called Dignite deposits, stats, direct minting, and atomic transfer. Atomic transfer and Dignite minting is what powers it. Your deposit is called a Dignite deposit. So this part of it here, you actually make a deposit to it. So you make a deposit into it called Dignite deposit. You insert money into the stat. Okay, great. What direct minting does, it instantly creates two elements. One that comes back to you and one that goes into the stat. But it needs for it to do that, it needs to create two streams from what you deposit in. So we used binary option trading to split the deposit into two. So when you deposit, let's say £100, we don't convert that into currency, to Barbadian currency. We have an algorithm knowing that those funds need to come back to you, but it also needs to go into the stat. So we create the double of it. No, with atomic transfer, now this is the really cool part. We've taken Barbados. Let me just create another sheet here. And we have 14 stats, 14 of them. So think this, 14 of them. All stats around. All stats. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 10. And 1, 2, 3, and 4. 14 stats, right? No, the Christmas stat we've created, this is 14 stats. That is the geographical, but what we're doing is creating a special one, a special Christmas stat. No, the beauty about this is that it is going to grow exponentially. I mean, exponentially, like so large. We have to come up with a way of making it maintaining. So I'm going to use some numbers here, very, very basic numbers, so you can understand how the Christmas stat is going to work. Great. So we have, let me zoom in here. We have right now, as of this recording, we have 12 confirmed deposits. Confirmed deposits. Now the numbers I'm going to put here are purely theoretical, all theoretical numbers. These numbers do not exist. Okay, great. Let's go forward in time. Let's take a spaceship and we're gonna traject ourselves to December 11th. So we're gonna get on a time spaceship, which isn't like this yet, and we're gonna go to December 11th, 2023. We are finally in December 11th, 2023. And over 3 months, these 12 persons, it hasn't grown. Only these 12 persons have made deposit after deposit after deposit. We're not even adding in direct minting. We're not even adding in atomic transfer. This is just a global fund that these 12 confirmed deposits have put in. Let's say that stat gets to 1,000. 1,000 Great British Pound, GPB. 12 persons over 3 months deposited this. So this is a stat that has a value of 100K. Now, using normal mathematics of simplicity, I need to take 100,000. I'm trying my best to explain this as simple as possible. And we put currency on this. That's $100,000. Using normal simple mathematics to distribute this across 12 persons equally, I must divide this, I must share it equally among those 12 persons. So I have to take $100,000, regardless of whatever persons put, and divide that by 12, and each person gets 8,333.33 pounds using simple divisional mathematics. No, that is fine, but I hope that number is correct. Yeah, I think that is correct. I believe so. We'll see. However, we want to do something really cool with that. So what we've done, we are using atomic transfer. I'm gonna explain this very easy how it works. Transfer. Great. Atomic transfer is a methodology of using binary options to send money. Not fiat, not cryptocurrency. We're using binary option to send money to persons. How do we do that? Great. So you remember those 12 persons? Great. 12 persons. 1, 2, right on, 12. 12 persons. We have a global fund with $100,000 in it, right? So the great thing about binary option trading is that it's something called live copy trading, trying to make it as simple as possible. And what that does, allows my team, myself and 20 other skilled binary option traders, what we do is that over time, we go from one amount to strength, to strength, to strength. And then we reach $100,000 worth in trades, not funds, trades. Great. Once we've done that, before we start this journey, what we do, we connect all 12 persons to our trades. Remember, we're not moving funds via the normal transaction of fiat basis, where credit and debit subtracted from one bank and adding to another, and the process where every time it goes somewhere, you're being charged these ridiculous bank fees. We're not doing that. What we're doing is allowing you to benefit instantly from trades. And this is what awesomely happens. Each of those 12 persons, regardless of what they deposited, they get what? $100,000 as well. So let's make sure I got that math, because this number looks kind of strange. Equals to that divided by 12 is correct. Well, that is so powerful. 12 persons depositing $8,330.33 each can reach a maximum of $100,000. It can also work in reverse. Let's say 12 persons decided, you know what, let us ride together and place that amount or very amount. But once it comes to that, and using our system, what happens? Each of those 12 persons end up with what? $100,000 each. Not because we sent $100,000 to them using cash. We sent them $100,000 worth of trades using our live copy trading element and our intellectual software that we use, which is called Ripple. Yeah, it's a Ripple, is like liquid dynamics, is atomic money, is like compound interest. So we're trading, but because we're so good at what we do, we have this 5-second trading element. We're very good at what we do. We can actually let's say daisy chain trades together. I wouldn't go into the mechanics of it, but it is real-time compound interest. That way we can use a small amount of funds and use mathematics to grow it. And while we're doing that, your account is credited to us as we do it. So this is just trading. This has zero relevance to what is deposited. This has zero impact on what comes into the stat. That's what we said. This stat is going to be a tremendous element come December the 11th. That is going to be massive financially. So we're encouraging persons to deposit early and get into that queue. That when December 11th comes, those persons who deposited early, because it doesn't really, your queue number doesn't get affected by how often you deposit. It looks at that first deposit and it calculates you deposited, let's say on September 16th last year. Sorry, my apologies, this year, my apologies. And then it realizes, you know what? Regardless of what you deposited, you were a person who believed in this, and it will give priority to you. It will follow you in the queue system, first come, first serve. So it would really benefit those persons. So that's what will happen. So I hope that is, it can get complex, but this thing of stocks as an equal and fair distribution system that doesn't use division, which it splits equally. What it does, it uses the mass, the seed value, then it uses binary option trading and compound interest to equally distribute those persons. And the best thing about it is not a lump sum. You actually see your account growing and growing until it reaches that amount. That's the best way I can describe it. So I hope, Angie, and Brian, I hope I did a pretty good job explaining how stats works to Eddie. Yeah. Right. All right. So are there any other questions? Okay, so okay, great. So what I want to do is just leave these contact numbers here and information on the screen. And what you can do is contact Angie and Brian. What I'm going to be doing is creating a Christmas Start WhatsApp group. So in there, that WhatsApp group will be only Christmas Start related information. So that way that when we post this video can go into that chat. Both the question and answer and the presentation, 2 separate videos. And that way you can actually share that person so they can get a better understanding how the viewership passport works, so they can see this 2 times, get settled, get comfortable with the process. Because it's a lot to take in. We're doing something so unique. And that way persons can deposit from an informed position. Whereas they're not depositing because they heard someone deposit and let's jump on without understanding how it works. All right. Before we close, I just want to invite Angie or Brian, both of them, if they want to actually say anything. Do you guys and ladies want to say anything before we close off?
You did that very well, Charlie. You slowed down so we could hear you and understand you.
Yeah.
And you were talking more at my level than the way you used to.
Nice. I'll use that for now on then.
Yeah. Because you know the way you use Excel to explain things.
Mm-hmm.
You know, across visual. Your backs up your words. It's easier to understand it visually when you're actually telling us.
Yes.
Well, yeah, it was good. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thanks so
we've got
much.
a friend here with us, and she just wanted you to explain it a bit better that she could understand.
Did I do an okay job?
Yeah, I thought it was all right.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
all right. But
And
Okay.
what happens after December 11th? Is there another start coming up after? What happens after
Yeah.
December 11th?
She
Well,
had-
we want to do this every year. Ideally, we're not going to only do it for 2023. We want to do it for a year. I may even think about doing a Valentine's Day stack, because those are dates that the universal world knows about. So no one has already come to me concerning the Valentine's Day stack as yet, but that's probably a little nod to Angie and Brian. But we're gonna do this every year, and this is the first one. And I know the success of this will spread worldwide. Right now is the United Kingdom and the Caribbean, and then once we solidify and like prove it works, and we've already test the time. I believe that we can go larger next year. I think we can actually add in more countries. Canada, America will be a good country to add to this. Yeah.
Hey, Colin, Addie's asking me the question that I asked you yesterday about, if I deposit $50 and Angie puts 500 in.
Yeah. It's really cool. Now I can get a little bit techy here, but I promise you I will not go as deep as the normal base. It's really cool what I did. All right, let me just stop sharing here, and I want to show you in 4 minutes, because I have an extra minute to it. Let me show you how that works. It's really cool. Let me do that now. All right, so I want to bring back Excel now. All right, so you remember I said about time? Time is the universal metric across the world. Yes, UK is 5 hours ahead of us, but it's still 5 hours. So I did some research. The Egyptians, based on history, were the first recorders of the sundial, actually using how the sun moves to register time. There was one which used water, but I don't know how that worked. I don't know, because of how fast the water evaporated. I don't know. But I know the sundial still works up to this day to a certain extent, based on sun cover and so forth. So to answer your question, Brian, we're using time, TIME, to universally connect everything together. Now, you may ask, how can I create 50 pounds to 500 pounds? Those two numbers are different, but are they? Let me show you how it works, okay? A person depositing 50 pounds once, that is a frequency of 1.0, right? So what we've done is we've created a minimum deposit of 100 pounds. So this person who deposited 50 pounds, their frequency is 1, but they deposited once time, but their quotient is 0.5. Those two things standardize everything. Right. So this person here deposited 500 pounds, not once. They did it over time. They did 100 pounds, but they did it 5 times. The system requires that. So their frequency is 5, but they did it the quotient of 1.0, and that's how I'm standardizing it, right? It looks at not only the amount you give, it looks at the frequency of how you got there. So let's say if someone gave 500 pounds once, not 100 pounds 5 times, the person gave 500 pounds once. That means that is a frequency of 1, but remember the minimum deposit is 100 pounds. Minimum deposit is 100 pounds. So it calculates that the person's quotient is 5. This is awesome. Now let me show you the power of this. All of these, the system sees are the same thing. So it doesn't disadvantage a person who gets 50 pounds, but they have a high frequency. They did it in one transaction. Yeah, the quotient is 0.5, but the frequency is 1. Now, this person gave 500 US, but they took longer to reach 500 because they did it 5 times. So their quotient is still 1, but the person who decided, you know what, they will hold their funds by themselves. They'll save and save and save. They push themselves further in the queue, but what they do, Brian, is that they get a quotient of 5.0. Let me show you how powerful that is. That is 500% of what the stat is, because they decided to let persons go before them. They sacrifice their placement in the queue because they want to make sure that when they make a deposit, it helps the stat. So the stat turns around and benefits those persons who put in a large amount of funds after showing us proof that they were saving. They can, once they show us tangible proof that that's what they were doing, they were saving. And because we have an algorithm, which is direct minting, but it's called Snapshot, but you can't benefit from direct minting. But it allows us to assess your past history that proves that you were doing this for this purpose, and the algorithm compensates you. So that's how we do it. That's how we do it, Brian. We are trying not to disadvantage person regardless of whatever financial budget you're working with. So this allows somebody who deposits 50 pounds to have a high frequency but a low quotient. It allows a person who does 500 pounds, but 500 pounds with 100 pounds 5 times, a frequency of 5, but the quotient is still 1. It's 100 pounds, but 100 pounds 5 times. And then it calculates a person does one major deposit of 500 pounds 1 time. Yes, that's a frequency of 1, but we realize that is a large quotient because it's 5 times the minimum, and the system turns around and benefits that person. Yeah, this person doesn't really get this person gets the 100%, but it's not compounded. It's simple. So this is simple compound. This one is real time. So it allows you to realize, you know what, when you allow person to go before you, it's like you're joining a bus and you're letting passengers, get before you. There's enough space for you in the bus, but you don't push to get in. You be a gentleman and you let those persons go before you, and then you join the bus as well. And the system rewards you for doing that. Yeah. So that's what I've done behind the scenes to solve that glitch we found before, where person give different amounts, and it would create an imbalance. I don't want to use the standard percentage where someone gave 100 pounds and a party gave 500 pounds. Sorry, 500, not 5,000. And that person who gave $100 pounds gets less, and this person gets more. I don't want to do that. Mathematically, it happens. I believe it's fair that way persons, but you have to look, what is the mindset behind this person? This person's 100 pounds could be, very strategic. They may be depositing it to send their grandchild to college. And then the person here had $500 and they saw it as a great opportunity. Both are equal. Yeah, regardless of the amount, the algorithm picks up by these two factors, the frequency and the quotient, and the algorithm digs into that and rewards persons. So that way it doesn't, and it also what it does is very good at we know bad actors, persons who inadvertently deposit small amounts purposely to get the large amounts. It can pick those persons out very easily. So I hope, Brian, I hope that explains how we fix that bug.
Yeah. So my niece asked the question, if she joins with, say, £100, and she wants to bring her boyfriend in with £100, is it more beneficial for her to come in once with £200?
No, actually, it benefits her because remember our algorithm uses liquid dynamics. It's called the LQ, liquidity quotient. So I don't because it can get really complex. So this quotient that's simple quotient deposit. That's you deposit for yourself. The system rewards you, like you and your wife, how you and your wife deposit on behalf of other persons. what it does, it realizes that let's use the boyfriend scenario. This is the initial depositor. Initial depositor. And then that same initial person deposited 100 pounds, but for their boyfriend. Yeah. Now, realistically, that person wants to make sure that when they join this process, they financially bring along their boyfriend. Their boyfriend may be, may at work, could be traveling, and they trust each other to conduct this financial deposit. What it does, the system realizes that the total is 200 pounds. It is 200 pounds. But what happens is that that person doesn't deposit 200 pounds because this is how the system looks at 200 pounds. Frequency is 1 because you just deposited it. You know it is for yourself and your boyfriend, but you deposit 200. The system that sees that as a portion of frequency of 1. But when you do it twice, you do it once, and again, this is what happens. 100 and 100. The first frequency is 1, but it picks up that you're depositing it because the names are different. You're indicating that the benefactor is somebody else. The funds are yours, but you're indicating the benefactor is somebody else. So that means the frequency you're actually depositing twice 1 for yourself, because the only reason why you're doing it because you already deposited. The system rewards you for that. So to answer your question, it's better to do what yourself and your wife did. Deposit for yourself first. You must deposit for yourself first. And that allows you to be in the system, and then it picks up any subsequent difference of names that you put in beside yourself. We know the system sees that and rewards you for it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You've recorded all this, haven't you? So I can send this to her.
Yeah. And the first one is the presentation, very simple, try to make it simple. And then the question and answer one is a little more in depth. So you will send those two separate videos so person can consume the second one in much more in depth. But the first one is more over the top, simple conversation.
Yeah. Okay.
But you don't have two YouTube videos at the end of this. Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. So let's see if there are any more questions in the chat. Right. So
how often can you deposit? How often? Is it once, or you have to do it weekly, daily, or?
Okay, so Michael said he has to go now. It's fine. Agape, thank you for the information. All right. So are there any other questions persons have? And before we bring this call to him, I want to thank everyone for coming. I really enjoyed discussing the Christmas start. And I want persons to know you're gonna really benefit not only when you deposit, but when you deposit on the behalf of other persons, because Christmas is all about giving. So it's very cool that the Christmas stack itself rewards you for giving to others. So that's one of the cool things about it. All right. Are any other questions person may have? If you see my head switching to the right a little bit, I'm just looking at PowerPoint, but I'll try to keep my eyes here.
Carl, I just see your number on there. Are you available tomorrow for a chat on the phone?
Yeah, what I can do for you, you can WhatsApp me on this. I have to go to community in the morning, but there's a little buffer area in the middle of it. But I know that UK is 5 hours ahead of us tomorrow. So this is what you can do. Send me a WhatsApp to that number or email me, and then we could both discuss. Because I would really love to have a talk with you. I would really enjoy that actually. So yeah, so let's send me a WhatsApp on that, and then you and I could determine a time to talk tomorrow. Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay, that's fantastic. Expect that from me then.
Excellent.
Great presentation, friend.
Thanks a lot, my brother. Thanks a lot. Thanks for all the support. Okay. All right. So there is my UK number. I actually have that same in my phone. So when you call it, I will get it. UK to UK. If you WhatsApp me on the number, I will get it as well. And I want to thank Giftcraft for that. Actually, they actually ship the SIM card right to you here in Barbados. You put it in your phone, and you just top it up, and it works great. And there is my email address as well too, so you can contact me on both. All right. So I think if there are not any more questions, if they're not, you can bring this portion of the presentation to an end.
Hi, Carl. Can
Hi,
I see you later?
Yeah, that's not a
So
problem.
busy.
for us. Yeah, that's no problem.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. So if there are not any more questions, queries, we can bring this call to an end. So like I said, just in summary, this start is gonna deload on December 11th, 2023. And it's going to be pretty large. I haven't done any estimates because but using straightforward mechanics based on my past history in initiatives, this is going to be huge. So we're going to allow persons to start making deposits as early as today. And then tonight, we're going to present this to Barbados and the Caribbean at 7:30. It's going to be pretty late for the UK persons, but in the event that person in UK want to wait up to 12:30 at 12:30 to watch it, that's fine. But we can also provide you the video as well. Okay. So I want to thank everyone for coming. Be safe and always stay connected. Thanks again, Angie. Thanks again.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
Thanks, Carl.
bye.
Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you.
You're most welcome.